Hello and welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. I'm Isabelle and today I'm sharing what each Enneagram type is like as a child and tips for parenting each of them. Specifically in this video, I'm talking about the Enneagram Type 2 child. Hello and welcome to Making Mindfulness Fun. I'm Isabelle. Here at Making Mindfulness Fun, we help you on your journey to higher consciousness so you can experience more joy, love, and emotional liberation. In this video series, I'm going solo to talk about what each Enneagram type is like as a child. Specifically in this video, I'm talking about the Type 2, the helper in childhood. Now, I think this is a really important one, especially because these Type 2 kids can either be set up for success or for not so much of success, depending on how they're parented. And it's so different depending on whether they're Type 2 versus any of the other types. So stay tuned. But before we get into the video, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up, give it a like, share this to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and turn on those post notifications because we try to put out a video every single day. So what is the Type 2? The Type 2 child is called the helper. Now, these are the kids that you're going to notice are always ready to lend a helping hand. They help with cleanup, they're super empathic, and they'll always probably ask you as the parent, what's wrong? They'll notice when you're stressed, when you're overwhelmed, when you're tired, and they're not going to hesitate to give to you, to help you, to offer help, to give you a massage, give you a blanket. These are the most caring kids you can imagine. But the problem is that with these Type 2 kids, their core desire is to help others. And while this is great, this can also lead to them having some problems, just like every other Enneagram type. And so if you're new to the Enneagram watching this video, and maybe you already know if you have a Type 2 kid, maybe you don't, maybe you're curious, you just saw this on your feed. The important thing with the Enneagram is that it can seem a little, you might be a little cautious going into it, and it can seem like it's not that important, but trust me, I've been a kids mindfulness coach and my family and I use the Enneagram for so long, and it is insane how important it is to know our Enneagram types and how it sets us up both as children and as parents for success. By knowing your child's Enneagram type and knowing their core desire, you can see where they're going to have the most success and where they're going to have the most trouble, so you can help them the most thrive, and you can make it so that you as in the household and you as a parent can thrive. So back to the Type 2. Type 2s are going to want, their core desire is to help others. So these kids are going to be very caring. And while this is a great thing and that is usually socially accepted by others, it can also lead to them being burnout, just the same as all adult Type 2s do. We need to notice this with kids especially. If you have a Type 2 child, chances are there's been a time where they've helped, they've given, and all of a sudden they seem to just blow up out of nowhere because they're exhausted, or they're probably helping you a ton, especially as they get older. They're working hard to help others or to do something right, and you can see them getting tired and more stressed and more overwhelmed, and you're trying to get them to rest, but they just won't rest. They just keep helping. That's a Type 2 child for you. They want to keep helping, so they ignore their own needs and they're out of touch with them. So the first thing for parents to keep in mind for Type 2 kids is that they're going to lack that self-awareness and take care of themselves. So helping them by giving them a space to take care of themselves, to nurture their mind, to nurture their body, to nurture their energy, to do some things for them is going to be extremely important. The second thing too is that these Type 2s can tend to act out of anger when they get to this breaking point, and they can seem to close off. And so that might be something to keep in mind too for parents, is that Type 2s, they're not going to just suddenly, they might not be super open when they get tired. They want appreciation for what they do. So if they're not receiving that, then they're going to start closing off from both the parents, from family, from even themselves. They're just going to retreat into a state of anger. So making sure if you notice that they're going out of their way to do something nice, try to give them those words of affirmation. Tell them how much you appreciate what they do. But on top of that, we want to make sure that they're not overgiving. So the third tip for parenting Enneagram Type 2 children is making sure that they're giving from the right state of mind. Now, this is a little bit of a deep one, so it might be the third thing you definitely work on, not the first. But help your child practice noticing why they're giving in the first place. Is it because they want to help you, or is it because they want affirmation and acceptance? Help them nurture a state of, I want to help just because I love people, not because it makes me accepted or makes me feel good. I know there's a lot of type 2 kids who can get stuck in the helper, or they end up with that personality of giving because they think it's the only way they'll be accepted. So nurturing that you're accepted for who you are, not what you do mentality, is going to be super important for type 2 kids. All right. So number 1, make sure that they're giving from the right state. Number 2, make sure they're taking care of their bodies, minds, and spirits. And number 3, when they close off in anger, try to just be accepting and help them get out of that. All right. So those are the 3 tips. I hope this video helped you. If you have a type 2 child, please leave a comment below if you found it helpful. But if you are interested in using the Enneagram for really setting up your family for success, I highly recommend that you check out my Closer Connections bundle. It is a whole course on how to use the Enneagram to nurture and raise your child so that you can set up both you as the parent knowing your Enneagram and knowing your child's Enneagram for more connection and more success. I've linked that below. I highly recommend it for all parents who are really into this, and I think it's going to help you so much with setting up your family for success. But until then, if you decide you don't want that, thank you for showing up today. Please leave that comment below and let me know if this video helped, and stay tuned for my type 3 child Enneagram video.